Worrying update on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins retained the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the main event of Monday Night Raw, but his in-ring future remains up in the air after the injury scare. The Visionary retained his title over Jinder Mahal to headline last night's Raw. The 13-minute match saw interference from Indus Sher until they were ejected from ringside by the referee. Rollins ended up blocking a second challenge and hitting the modern-day Maharaja with a stomp as Raw abruptly went off the air following his victory. Fans noticed how Rollins had trouble walking during his post-show promo. Backstage sources then reported that the Architect may have tweaked his left knee and that he was being escorted in the back, but then it was said that the 37-year-old was okay. Word then came down that said Rollins was scheduled to undergo an MRI today, but the results and severity of the injury have not been disclosed yet. A new backstage update from Fightful Select noted that Rollins was seen limping backstage after being helped to the back by WWE official. This confirmed a PW Torch report, which said the former member of the Shield was able to eventually put weight on the left leg backstage. While he was walking on his own, there was seemingly a definite limp. WWE has not confirmed Rollins' injury as of now, but PW Torch reported that he did suffer a legitimate left leg injury towards the end of the match with Mahal. Rollins began favoring the leg after a dive to the floor, but there's some speculation on the future Hall of Famer possibly causing additional damage as he continued to perform. However, some see this as a good sign that the former ROH World Champion felt good enough to keep wrestling. Rollins was described as looking worried at the end of WWE Raw as he stood on one leg in the ring. After going backstage, the inaugural WWE NXT champion did not seem overtly pessimistic or optimistic about the severity of the injury, according to multiple sources. He was also said to be bummed after Raw, but sources add that he did have a pretty positive attitude, all things considered. There's a feeling among WWE sources that the company will know more about Rollins' injury and future on Wednesday morning or Thursday morning in a worst-case scenario. WWE could be forced to make drastic changes to WrestleMania 40 plans if Rollins needs 3 months of recovery. It's rumored that Rollins is planned to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk on the grandest stage of them all this year. There are many fans who feel that it's inevitable that CM Punk will eventually become the World Heavyweight Champion now that he is back with the company after being away for almost 10 years. Seth Rollins suffered an injury on WWE Raw last night and may be forced to miss WrestleMania 40, depending on the severity of the left leg-ish Punk versus. Rollins is still possible for the show of the Immortal, but at least one wrestling legend believes the company should wait and not pull the trigger so soon on a Punk title reign. Speaking on the latest episode of Keeping It 100, Conan discussed a possible championship victory for the straight-edge superstar. The veteran talent formerly known as Max Moon suggested WWE wait at least 1 year before putting gold on the former AEW World Champion, as this could impact locker room morale. Let him prove himself to the boys in the company. Giving it to him would be too quick, and I don't think would be good for morale. What's another year? Redeeming yourself, showing good faith and the chase, he said. Punk made his WWE in-ring return at non-televised live events in December, where he defeated Dominic Mysterio. The 45-year-old will make his WWE TV in-ring return in the Men's Royal Rumble match later this month. Punk joins the following names as confirmed entrants for the Rumble so far: Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, and Gunther. If Seth Rollins is unable to compete at WrestleMania 40, what should WWE do with the World Heavyweight Championship? Do you think 2024 is too soon for a CM Punk title reign? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens feature in new Sony Sports Network film. Former WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are now part of a unique Sony Sports Network film made in India. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were in India in September last year during the company's Superstar Spectacle live event in Hyderabad. The duo shot several ads and clips for the WWE Universe in India, including a short film titled Strengths and Stunts. This jaw-dropping film also features popular Indian actor Karthi. It showcases the incredible moves and exhilarating action inside the WWE ring. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Karthi also expressed their gratitude and thanked the WWE fans in India for their constant support of WWE superstars. In another film titled Heroes and Villains, Karthi leads the audiences through the stories of the company's biggest heroes and villains. The popular scene star depicts how WWE is a complex arena of different personalities and attitudes in the journey to achieve their ultimate goal. Rajesh Kaul, the chief revenue officer of Sony Pictures Networks India, stated that WWE had a strong fan base in India, and the southern demographic contributes to about 41% of its reach. He mentioned that the collaboration with Karthi in Tamil and Telugu will resonate with the audience. WWE has a strong fan base in South India, and the region contributes to 41% of its reach in the country. As the home of WWE in India, we are thrilled to collaborate with Karthi and continue our efforts to narrate extraordinary stories in Tamil and Telugu that resonate with the audience. These films revisit the appeal of WWE that is driven by compelling characters along with high-octane stunts, and we remain committed to bringing the best of pure sports entertainment to our viewers, Paul said. Watch the live coverage of Raw every Tuesday, NXT every Wednesday, and SmackDown every Saturday on Sony Sports 10.1, Sony Sports 10.3 Hindi, and Sony Sports 10.4 Tamil and Telugu channels at 6:30 a.m. AST. Charlotte Flair shares positive update 11 days after surgery. Charlotte Flair has provided a positive update after suffering a significant injury on the December 8 edition of WWE SmackDown. The Queen suffered a major injury in her loss to Damage Control's Asuka last month during the Tribute to the Troops edition of the Blue brand. She suffered tears to her ACL, MCL, and meniscus during the bout and will be out of action for roughly 9 months. She underwent successful surgery earlier this month on January 5. Flair's injury comes at a terrible time, as she will now miss the Royal Rumble and WWE WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. She is married to former WWE superstar Andrade in real life, and the veteran just wrapped up his time in All Elite Wrestling. The 37-year-old took to her Instagram story today to share a positive update 11 days after surgery. She noted that she got her stitches out today and shared a video showing off the range of motion she now has as she recovers from her injury. You can check out the video on Flair's Instagram by clicking here. "I got my stitches out today," she wrote. Damage Control's Bayley recently broke character to comment on Charlotte Flair's injury and her long recovery ahead. In an interview with the New York Post, Bayley noted that a lot has changed since the last time she battled Flair in a high-profile singles match. The role model added that she is worried about having to deal with Flair when she returns because she is the most intense athlete she has ever worked with. "I just think we are just at such different levels than we were the last time we were in something one-on-one," Bayley said. "I'm worried to see how Charlotte Flair, comes back because she is probably the most intense performer and athlete I've ever experienced. So to see her come back with a vengeance is gonna be a scary one," said Bayley. Charlotte Flair was in a rivalry with Damage Control when she went down with an injury last month. It will be fascinating to see which superstars are still in the heel faction when Flair returns to WWE down the line. Will you miss Charlotte Flair on WWE television? Roman Reigns brings 2 returning stars to form female Bloodline. Roman Reigns and his run with the Bloodline has been one of the greatest things in WWE's recent history. Could it escalate with a female version of the faction? Over the last 3 years, the Bloodline has featured Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. While the faction has been the strongest force on the roster, there has never been any female member involved in its business. If the saga continues, WWE may create a female version of the faction soon. If that is in the plans, the Tribal Chief may bring Tamina Snuka and Naomi back to WWE to create a new version of his faction comprising female members. Tamina is currently on hiatus. She last competed in February 2023. Meanwhile, the Glow Star is currently working with TNA Wrestling under the in-ring name Trinity Fatu and is rumored to return to the company at Royal Rumble. If Tamina and Naomi make their return to the company, they could join forces with Ava and Nia Jax to create a female bloodline. For those unaware, Snuka and Jax belong to the Inoue wrestling family. Ava is The Rock's daughter, and Naomi is Jimmy Uso's wife. Tamina and Naomi could work as a tag team to dominate the women's division, while Nia Jax and Ava may act as singles competitor. This scenario is a remarkable speculation, but is nowhere near confirmed. Fans will get their answers soon. Fans have been speculating about the Bloodline's end for a long time, but that hasn't happened yet. Could it happen anytime soon? There is a buzz about Cody Rhodes finishing his story and finally dethroning Roman Reigns at WWE WrestleMania 40. If that is to happen, the Bloodline's longtime story could also end soon after that. The company has teased Solo Sikoa potentially betraying the Tribal Chief, and the time to pull the trigger may come soon. Also, Jimmy Uso may battle Jey Uso at WrestleMania 40, after which the Usos could reunite as a babyface tag team, finally putting an end to the Bloodline. Paul Heyman is arguably the greatest manager of all time and will have no problem finding a suitable client after Roman Reigns. Do you think the Bloodline will end, or the head of the table will add new members soon?